Namaskaram. I am Shruthi Priya, a Bharatanatyam artist from Chennai. Thank you, Ala, for making me a part of the Humans of the Arts series. I would like to share the bond that art and I have. I don't remember a period where I was not associated with this art form. Ever since I was a child, dance has been an integral part of my life. Like every human being, there are roller coasters of emotions that I undergo: happiness, sadness, self-doubt, anger, irritation, and whatnot. Expressing these emotions has always been through this art form, but not necessarily dancing physically, but associating mentally, notating, or reading has been one of the easiest ways for me to express. If something stays with you at all times, being at the receiving end, watching out for you, yet not judging you for the person that you are, is a friend, isn't it? Dance is a friend that I befriended unknowingly, and one of the relationships that I dared to lose. Dance has always been a giver, expecting nothing in return but to see a smile on my face at all times. From making me understand the true definition of a friend and to be a giver at all times are a few of the very many lessons that art has taught me. Thank you.
Namaskar. My name is Malavika and I'm a New York City-based student of Odissi and a disciple of Guru Bijoyni Satpathy. Outside of my artistic pursuits, I am also pursuing my bachelor's degree in biochemistry. I'm currently in my second year. And I would like to first thank Ala for reaching out and offering me a voice on this platform, Humans of the Arts. I'm very honored and appreciative to be a part of this conversation. My journey with Odissi began in 2016 when I attended a summer workshop at Nityagram with my mother, and falling in love with the art form, I ended up going back during my summer and winter school holidays for a few years, and now since 2019 I have been training under Bijoyni Didi virtually and in person. However, my journey with dance began several years prior. It started when I was 4 and I attended ballet classes in Salt Lake City, where I'm from. And I remember it being all smiles and joy initially. I have very fond memories of going to class with my best friend, playing the soldiers in the Nutcracker, and dancing to Vivaldi during our spring academy show. But then around the age of 11 or 12, I began to feel somewhat out of place. I remember observing the tall, lean figures that surrounded me in the classroom and on stage, and becoming very self-conscious of my much wider, very South Indian hips. And I couldn't help when I watched recordings of performances feeling somewhat out of place and not belonging. To me, this has underscored the importance of fashioning artistic spaces that promote a sense of belonging and acceptance. And it's in my Odissi training that I've gained security by dancing in spaces that nurture personal ownership of the art. Surrounded by my guru, my parents, my fellow artists, my friends, my students, who consistently support me, I feel very empowered to embrace all aspects of my individuality in exploring this art form and my relationship to it. I am where I am and who I am because of all of the individuals, and especially because of women who have empowered me to rise alongside them. And for that, I will always be very grateful.
Namaskar. I'm Debasmitha Thakur, a Bharatanatyam dancer from Delhi NCR, disciple of Padma Bhushan awardee Dr. Saroja Vaidyanathan ji. Presently, I'm learning under the guidance of Srimati Rama Vaidyanathan ji. I sincerely thank to Allah and Akhilaka for giving me this prestigious opportunity. Whatever I have learned from my parents will always remain in my heart as a guiding light. Learning never ends is the main mantra of my life. I want to share one story or one incident of my life. That incident helped me to realize how important dance is in my life. So someone from my previous institute where I used to learn dance told me that I don't do stage performance because I don't respect the stage. Reason behind that, I had exam, and because of that reason, I decided not to take part of that performance. But I'm very happy and I'm blessed actually that today I'm a Bharatanatyam dancer, also a stage performer with the help of universe, God, my gurus, and of course my parents. Without their support, guide, without their training, it's not possible. Thank you so much that person who told me this thing. Otherwise, I don't realize how dance is important in my life. Thank you so much for that experience and that realization. Namaskar.
जनु झेम झेम तनद जनु झेम झेम तजम तजम तक झनु झेम झेम तनद जनु झेम झेम तजम तजम झेम झेम तक झनु झेम झेम तनद जनु झेम झेम तजम तजम ओम दोम तक ताग तरगड़दम तरगड़दम ओम दोम तक ताग तरगड़दम तरगड़दम ओम दोम तक ताग तरगड़दम 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 तक झनु झेम झेम तनद जनु झेम झेम तजम तजम झेम झेम तक झनु झेम झेम तनद जनु झेम झेम तजम तजम तक झनु झेम झेम तनद जनु झेम झेम तजम तजम.
Namaskaram. My name is Ananya and I'm a Bharatanatyam practitioner based out of Chennai, a disciple of Guru Srimati Sharada Seturaman. Outside of my artistic pursuits, I am an entrepreneur and work alongside architects and interior designers in the city. First off, I'd like to thank Alap for lending me a voice and giving me an opportunity to be part of their Humans of the Arts initiative. I took to the arts and dance in particular in my early teens, not because I was particularly besotted with the idea of dancing, but because I was looking for a weekend preoccupation, something that involved a level of physical exertion. And so what started off as a weekend sport slowly turned into this growing dependence, a hankering. And over a period of a decade, I realized it had me in its iron grip. And so when I was asked to speak of an instance of impact, I thought what better launchpad to begin with than speak of dancing itself and the kind of influence that it's had over me. As someone who hasn't chosen dance as a full-time career path, I approach it with a slightly off-centered vantage point, if I may. As a sport, interestingly enough, it's been more than a point of kinesthetic engagement, rather a study, an aperture into my psychosomatic self. And I say that with emphasis because it's through dance that I've been able to look at my body as a conduit to analyzing the deeper dynamics at play within. As someone with an alternative daytime job, the conditioning and the sense of empathy my art brings has helped me look at consumer behavior, temperaments, inclinations with a very open-ended approach, a true sense of objectivity, which has been very, very refreshing. As a practitioner, my current endeavors are focused on seeing how I can connect all the aspects of my learning in the past decade, be it Western classical music, yoga philosophy, or literature, through the threads of this art form. I'm thankful to my teacher for very generously giving me this extensive vocabulary to essay with, and I'm really excited to see where I can go with this. Thank you.
ri ga